You meet someone, and at first everything seems normal. They smile, they talk politely, they seem friendly, but slowly, something feels off. Every conversation drains your energy. Every interaction leaves you feeling smaller. They criticize you, manipulate situations, twist your words, and somehow, you end up feeling like the problem. You don't want to fight, you don't want drama, you just want peace. But toxic people seem to pull you into conflict again and again. Dealing with toxic people is exhausting because they rarely attack directly. Instead, they use subtle behaviors, passive-aggressive comments, constant criticism, emotional manipulation, guilt, and blame. You try to stay calm, you try to explain yourself, you try to keep the relationship peaceful, but somehow, every conversation becomes a battle. And the worst part, you start questioning yourself. Maybe I'm overreacting, maybe I'm too sensitive, maybe I'm misunderstanding them. That's exactly how toxic dynamics work. They slowly make you doubt your own reality. Here's the truth most people don't realize. You don't need to defeat toxic people. You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to prove them wrong. Because toxic people thrive on one thing: emotional reaction, anger, frustration, defensiveness. Every time you react emotionally, you give them control over the situation. But when you remove the reaction, their power disappears. Handling toxic people is not about winning the fight. It's about refusing to enter the fight at all. Toxic interactions often follow a predictable psychological pattern. First, the toxic person triggers your emotions. Your amygdala interprets their behavior as a threat. Your brain activates the fight or flight response. Heart rate increases. Thoughts race. You feel the urge to defend yourself. And the moment you react emotionally, the conflict escalates. But something interesting happens when you stay calm. Your prefrontal cortex stays active. This part of the brain controls reasoning, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Instead of reacting, you respond with clarity. And suddenly, the toxic dynamic loses its fuel. So how do some people stay calm around toxic personalities, while others get pulled into endless arguments? It's not because they are stronger. It's because they use specific psychological strategies. Strategies that protect their emotional energy. Strategies that quietly remove toxic people's influence. Here are powerful ways to deal with toxic people without fighting them. Step 1. Stop explaining yourself. What to do. Resist the urge to constantly justify your actions. Why it works. Toxic people often use explanations as opportunities to twist your words. Example, instead of saying, "I did that because I was busy and I had other responsibilities," simply say, "I made that decision." Short responses remove the emotional opening toxic people look for. Step 2. Use the gray rock method. What to do. Become emotionally neutral during interactions. Why it works. Toxic individuals often seek emotional stimulation. When they receive no reaction, they lose interest. Example, if someone criticizes you unfairly, respond calmly. "Okay, I see. That's your opinion." No anger, no defense, no emotional energy, just neutrality. Step 3. Set quiet boundaries. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about protecting your energy. What to do. Clearly state what behavior you will not accept. Example, "I'm not comfortable discussing this. I'm ending this conversation." You don't need to argue. You don't need to convince them. You simply enforce your limit. Step 4. Limit emotional access. Toxic people often gather emotional information and use it later. What to do. Share less personal information with people who misuse it. Example, if they ask intrusive questions, keep responses short. "Things are going fine. I'm working on it." Not every person deserves access to your inner world. Step 5. Control your reactions. Toxic behavior loses power when your emotional reactions become predictable and calm. What to do. Pause before responding. Take one slow breath, then answer briefly. Why it works. This small pause allows the prefrontal cortex to regulate emotional impulses. Your calmness becomes your protection. Step 6. Choose distance when needed. Sometimes the healthiest response is distance, not revenge, not confrontation, just space. What to do. Reduce time, energy, and emotional investment in toxic relationships. Example, shorter conversations, less availability, more focus on healthy relationships. Your peace grows when you stop feeding unhealthy dynamics. Handling toxic people doesn't require aggression. It requires emotional awareness. Stop over-explaining. Stay emotionally neutral. Set clear boundaries. Limit emotional access. Control your reactions. Create healthy distance. When you stop reacting emotionally, toxic behavior loses its power. the fight disappears because you refuse to participate in it. Quiet, empowering close. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to win every argument. You don't have to change toxic people. Your responsibility is simpler than that. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. Protect your clarity. When you stop feeding conflict, the noise fades, the manipulation weakens, the drama disappears. And slowly, you realize something powerful. The strongest response to toxicity was never fighting back. It was staying calm and walking away with your peace intact.